Rumors are that allegedly Porsha is extremely upset about this new development. What's going on? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Porsha is extremely upset about this new development. What's going on? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly porshawilliams is upset with the announcement that Cynthia Bailey will be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. The source said, "I can only imagine how angry Porsha is right now." Allegedly, multiple people told her that casting for season 15 of Real Housewives of Atlanta was done. This is the rumored to be the real reason why Porsha decided to fast-track her wedding to Simon. The source continued, Allegedly, even Porsha's team was convinced that producers were done with season 15 casting, and that they abandoned all efforts to get Porsha back on the show for the upcoming season as late as September, ended the source. Another source said, everyone was surprised to find out that Cynthia had been secretly filming with the ladies for weeks, something that flew under the radar for everyone involved. So, the question is, what is Porsha's next move? Well, industry insiders speculate that with the news of Cynthia returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, this will make Porsha's team even more driven to get her back for season 16. And why is that? Well, the insider continued, obviously, there is something producers are missing with the current cast. For Cynthia to be asked back, it must mean one or two of the ladies aren't pulling their weight and may not be asked back after this season. Something that will make it easier for Porsha to plead her case to return. When asked how angry could Porsha be for being overlooked to return this season, another industry insider close to the situation said, I speculate that Porsha is probably super angry, but more so likely confused. She did everything to market herself correctly for this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She showed producers how flexible she was with filming by allegedly rescheduling her wedding to be a potential entrance back into the mid-season of the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She also showed that she was completely capable of dialing down all of the drama leading up to her wedding, and she even played nice once Fallon released her book. What more could you ask of her? When asked if Porsha was pissed that Cynthia got asked back, the insider ended by saying, she's probably more so mad at the situation than she is with Cynthia. She recognizes that Cynthia is a true hustler, and she really can't knock Cynthia's game. Now, kinfolk, when this was announced by Cynthia that she would return to this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta as a friend of the show and next season potentially as a peach holder again, I must admit I was extremely surprised. And I mean surprised. And I was surprised because of this news because of this reason. Cynthia's personality with this group of ladies seems as if it will mesh pretty well. It seems as if there are a lot of personalities that complement Cynthia's personality and vice versa. I think that with this group of ladies, Cynthia will have much more of a commanding voice. And I think that she can not only be that person of reason, but I think she can also be that person who really complements the group and adds that extra layer of, glamour and style and fun. And also that veteran knowledge that comes along with having to help produce the newbies on the show. However, I am surprised that she got asked back because of all of those reasons. It seems as if Cynthia really won't have anything, I would say, exciting or new to add to these ladies. It seems as if that she's going to mesh and fall perfectly in line with everything that's going on, and that her personality probably would not clash with any of the ladies on the cast, which I find surprising because it seems as if that is that one piece that is missing. You know, we had Marlo last year who tried to come in as the show's villain, and we heard some rumblings of that she's going to try to continue in that role allegedly for this upcoming season, but more so in a more of a sneaky type of way. So when you look for someone new who is either a newbie altogether or a returning cast member, it seems as if you would want someone who could kind of step into that villain-esque role on the show, who could pretty much come in and shake the table and come in and stir up some drama, but do it in keeping up with the Real Housewives of Atlanta brand, and not be so salacious with it and not be so dark with it. And so when I think of people who could probably potentially come back to fill that position, Cynthia is just not one of them. And so that really did catch me off surprise. Also, something else caught me completely by surprise with this announcement, and it's this. You know, my sources have been telling me for months now, and as we've talked about here on the channel, that Bravo really was very allegedly not too pleased with Porsha these past couple of months, or this past year. More specifically as it pertains to her spinoff and how those things kind of transpired with the content not fitting Bravo's brand, with Porsha allegedly not wanting to promote the show and things of that nature. And so I was completely surprised that Bravo seemed to really publicly, loudly and clearly state that they are, for now at least, completely done with Porsha. And it wasn't something that was explicitly said, but it also was something that, if you read between the lines, was definitely stated. That, you know, regardless of everything that Porsha did this year, I mean, she had this huge wedding that would have been a huge ratings boost and a rating success for Bravo in this in-between time where we're waiting on the Real Housewives of Potomac to wrap up and waiting for the Real Housewives of Atlanta to come on. So that would have been a great segue and a great filler for that in-between time. But however, the fact that Porsha had this big wedding and they weren't filming, and then after that big wedding, having all that attention on Porsha, they still decide to go with someone else who is not as polarizing, and that is Cynthia Bailey. So to me, and for a lot of people, I can only imagine that this was a clear indication that Bravo, for now, is completely done with that Porsha type drama, or as you can say, that very wild type drama from their housewives, and they want someone who is not only safe but understands the importance of protecting the Bravo brand, and I think they have that with Cynthia. Now, Kinfolk, the last part of this rumor that I find very telling, that may be some good news for Porsha, is this. Seeing that they brought back a veteran mid-season, I won't say that it's alluding to the fact that some ladies aren't carrying their weight. I do feel like it is something that they feel like is missing. And I really do believe that missing factor is when you just have Kenya and Candy as the two veteran housewives, it is just too much work for those two to try to produce all of the newbies around storylines and around narratives. So I can only imagine they're bringing Cynthia back probably to help Kenya and Candy pick up the weight of having to help produce the newbies who are still trying to learn this whole housewife game, who are still trying to learn the housewife ropes. So with that being said, I think the message to Porsha is that, you know, right now we are allegedly done with you, but there is hope of bringing you back in later seasons if we feel like there's a need for more veterans to help, you know, produce the newbies, or if we feel like there's a void that the newbies aren't able to fill, that we're going to need a veteran or an OG to come back to fill it. So with that being said, when you look at the roster of women who could possibly come and do that if that situation ever arises. Then you have Nene, who is clearly out the running. You have Phaedra, who is, for now, in all intents and purposes, completely out of the running. So it only would leave us with Porsha. So I think knowing that is a pretty much of a good sign, I think, for Porsha, that eventually, if things continue to work out the way they are, then she probably could be coming back for season 16 or beyond. The same way that Cynthia is allegedly being brought back for not only this season, but future seasons as well. Now, Kinfo, the last part of this rumor that I do find interesting, that I can't wait to see happen, is this. I want to know which Cynthia we're about to get on this upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't want the old Cynthia. I want new Cynthia who comes in and shakes the table. I want this Cynthia that we saw on what I think was Big Brother. I want this Cynthia that we saw on the Ultimate Girls Trip. I want that Cynthia who I think now more than ever can come in and have a commanding voice because she doesn't have to compete with the attention of Nene or Porsha. And I want a Cynthia to come back in as a true veteran, as someone who knows how to produce drama, who knows how to produce the other ladies, and does it very masterfully to where she can still keep her brand, her image intact, but also bring some good, exciting drama and fun-loving scenes to the group dynamic. And so that's why I'm excited to see which Cynthia we're going to get. Because, you know, for Cynthia, this is somewhat of a second chance. Even though that she said they asked her to come back as a friend of the show this season, but she respectfully declined. Or was it the season before last as well? And she respectfully declined. So I'm not sure she feels the pressure to come back any different than what she did when she left. However, I think that it will be exciting, and I think a good challenge for Cynthia if she challenged herself to come back as a different Cynthia, one Cynthia that we haven't seen before, someone who is coming back in as a true OG who fans absolutely love and who fans are going to want to see much more of, especially as a peach holder if she can bring it. So I'm excited to see what Cynthia does with this second chance with the franchise. But Kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. If you are to believe these rumors, and they've all speculation at this point, but if Porsha is indeed very upset that Cynthia was asked back and not her, do you think she has a right to be upset? Or do you think Cynthia is the better person to be brought back? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, Kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over in the next one. Peace.